Hey, what is up, guys? I'm Nate,
I'm John.
and we just watched The Way Bad Stone from 1991. Shot on video, Florida movie, and it bleeds Florida.
Incredible.
Uh, all right, John, you want to start? You want to go first? Talk
Yeah,
about this movie a little bit.
The first thing I want to say about the movie is phenomenal soundtrack. Very synth wave, very like 80s feel. They definitely like hit the nail on the head with with that whole format of fantasy and especially like dark fantasy. Like synth wave is big in dark fantasy, and I thought they did a great job. It was an incredible soundtrack. Lots
Absolutely.
of guitar, lots of like rock themes. It was really heightened a lot of the moments.
Yeah, for sure. I really like this movie. I normally don't like shot on video a whole lot, but like I'm warming up to the idea of it. So like the more I watch of these movies, the more I kind of start to get into the vibe of shot on video. And we watched, I forget which one we watched recently. We watched the shot on video movie. What was it? Shit. I knew it. Redneck Zombies. Yeah, sorry. We watched Redneck Zombies recently, and I don't know. I really love that movie. So I think I'm warming up to the idea of shot on video, and the whole time we were watching, I kept thinking to myself, like, I would love to make a movie like this.
For sure, for sure.
A shot on video movie.
It looked so fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's such a unique concept. I mean, it's like I've seen people say this is the unofficial Dungeons and Dragons companion, and I agree. I think it feels like people LARPing a session.
Yes,
the Dungeons and Dragons session. Which we played D&D, and the whole time we were watching, we were picking up on things that like were clear references to Dungeons and Dragons, and then all the different classes that they are. I mean, you see, they don't straight up say what any of the people are, but you can tell there's a barbarian, a cleric, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the soundtrack. I love the soundtrack too. I thought it was really good. At first I was iffy because it's like I know that a lot of these kind of movies have horrible soundtracks where it's just like a person just hitting the same key on a piano over and over.
Yeah.
So I was glad to see that none of that was present in this movie. It actually had a really good soundtrack.
One of the funniest parallel to the game that I think I saw in the movie was the combat. There's a scene where they are fighting, and it's supposed to just be a bandit camp, which if you've played D&D, it's like bandit camp, that's general. That's not anything you should be scared of. But the combat goes on for like 10 to 12 minutes, which is like a solid sixth of this movie's runtime. Yeah. And it's just a hilarious joke about the combat in D&D taking forever. Like if you have a 7-hour session, you spent 4.5 hours fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they were underleveled. I definitely think they were underleveled.
Yes, for sure. They were struggling against those bandits.
For sure. It's a very fun movie. The wizard guy, it was Aladon, I want to say his name is.
Yes.
Dude, he's so good. So the movie follows Aladon, who he stumbles upon a young woman, right? I feel like it doesn't really.
He summons her.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
He's like making the circle, and he has
the
stone of it was an M name.
Yeah, the Way Bad Stone.
It was the Way Bad Stone. He summoned her.
So he summons this girl, and it causes all kinds of trouble. The bandits come in, take her, and that's the plot of the movie. He's on a quest to get back his girl, and So he assembles a team. You have a big team assembly scene, which is probably my favorite part of the whole entire movie.
Yeah, it was incredible.
It's so good because he says he calls everybody that's within a day's reach, right?
Yeah, and it's like 9 people.
Yeah, they're all just outside his castle waiting to come in.
Yeah, they're all in the city.
And then when they show up, he's just standing there with he's like waiting for them
with
to
his
show
back
up.
turned to them. He's just not even looking at them, and he stands there for like 5 minutes.
There's so many moments like that in this movie, and it's
Fantastic.
incredible. It's so good. You can't not have fun watching this movie.
For sure.
It's like a LARPing session, or you're watching a LARPing session, but
And
it's
you can definitely tell it is the forests of Florida. If you live in Florida,
Yes,
like it is,
those
it does
enchanted
not
forests
look-
of Florida.
yeah. It looks like Florida. Like they could
Yeah.
have been in somebody's backyard.
Oh, they probably were. It's probably Aladon's backyard.
Yeah.
He's like a gym teacher by day and doing this by night.
And a wizard by night.
Yeah, he's Wizard Aladon by night.
Yeah.
It's so good. This movie was shot on like $2,000. But what's crazy to me is the effects. Like this is a $2,000 budget, but
that is something I wanted to say for sure. Is the effects in this movie? Some of the stabs, some of just the like when he acts that guy in the head. Just think that all of the things that you see in this movie were done with $2,000. It's insane because you got to think probably not all of that 2,000 went into props. So just everything it's really, really well done. They pushed every buck they could for miles. I mean, it's
set
incredible.
design. That's a huge one for me, dude. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
lord!
The set design is insane. How
Mhm.
like I
I
don't know
the whole castle room. Like
a dungeon.
yeah, like
Was
everything
that-
was on the walls. There was stuff on the tables everywhere. I mean, it was.
I don't know if
packed.
that came into the budget. That's probably just Aladon's basement.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, he built that
Or-
himself over many years.
It had to be. I don't know. It's crazy. It's so fun. I really enjoyed it, but you can tell the people in this movie were having a lot of fun with it. It's
Oh, for sure.
like they had to be, and I think I said I reviewed this on Letterboxd before we jumped on here, and I think I put in my review. I said specifically, and I think this is an important thing to bring up. I said it's somehow in the middle of being super cringe, but also super fun. Like it's like I don't know.
Yeah, it rides that line.
Yeah,
Where some of the things, if it wasn't like, I think if I watch this movie a second time, I'm gonna like it less,
yeah,
which is like surprising, but it's like it's worth the watch. But
Yeah.
if I watch it again, the jokes are not gonna be as funny. Like but when you watch it for the first time, they hit. And it's pleasant and it's fun, and you'll have a good time with this movie for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree. I think everybody would have fun watching this. I just really enjoyed it. I think it was super fun. I will say there are times where it kind of drags a little bit.
Yes.
There's specifically a scene that I'm thinking of where they all like party and get drunk one night. And that whole sequence was like, I was just waiting for it to end. It was just kind of like
For sure.
really
It
dragging
lasted
on.
like
Way too long.
3-4 minutes longer than it should have.
But that whole final sequence to me makes up for a lot of the movie because like a lot of the stuff that I don't like because that final sequence against the bandits it was great. It did drag on, but like you said, it has a purpose for dragging on so long, and it feels like
it
was
like real
on
D&D
purpose.
combat.
Yeah, for sure. So, I'm really torn on what to give this movie. I'm very torn on what to give this movie. I'll be on. I don't know. I really don't know where to go. I'm leaning more towards, for me, 3.5, maybe 4 stars. I was thinking 4. I think Letterboxd gave it a 4, but I'm really thinking about it now. I really don't know if it should.
I think I'm gonna go 3.5.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards. Is 3.5.
Because I have rated I think I rated Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire 4 stars.
4. Yeah.
So
you can't put Way Bad Stone and Harry Potter together.
Way Bad Stone 4 stars. But I did have an incredible amount of fun with the movie, and so I think it's definitely worth the 3.5 for sure.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I would give it to. I just can't justify giving it a 4 or higher, even though I had a lot of fun with it. Like you said, it's not one that I think I'll want to go back and watch. I might show my brothers just to be like, what the fuck is this?
That is definitely something that, for sure. The if you've seen this movie, if you want to show it to someone else, that'll be an incredible experience.
Yeah.
Like you had said, like with your brothers, and I'm probably going to show it to my brother at some point. Like it's
It's so bizarre though. It's like such a unique creation, and we watched the short films that were included. We did not watch Ionopsis, I want to say it is the bonus movie, but and that's on this release. I forgot to mention this is what we watched, the Bleeding Skull Vinegar Syndrome release. So yeah, it had extra stuff on here, and we got to watch a couple shorts. And if we were to rate the shorts, if I were to rate the shorts, I mean, there's not much there. But the Maiden was fun. It was like a 4-minute just small battle between two people. Fun. But if you're ever at all interested in LARPing, like this is your movie. This is the movie for you, I think. So I could see people really enjoying this that are heavily into LARPing and D&D.
For sure.
But I had fun. I think it was pretty fun. I just think, like we had said, it does kind of drag on a little bit.
Yeah, and that's another reason for the 3.5 as well. Is like, it's just not, it's like it's a very, very fun movie, but it's not got that that polish that 4.5 and 5 star movies have.
Yeah, I think with this release, Bleeding Skull probably did the best they could.
For sure.
But it's such a rough transfer. It's so grainy. You can even tell what's happening sometimes. Which, I think it's all a part of just the movie, and that's just how it was filmed and how it's meant to be viewed. But it is hard to view sometimes. It was hard to view sometimes because, God, some of it was so grainy and covered with fuzz, and it was crazy.
There were sometimes you couldn't tell what body parts were being stabbed. It was
or what parts are being fondled and shit like that. Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I really enjoyed it though. I think, would I recommend it to just anybody though? Probably not. I don't think it's just an anybody movie, even though I said everybody should see it. I think everybody that likes this sort of thing, the what the fuck, like crazy movies, like those kind of people would probably love this movie. But thinking about it, I wouldn't show like my mom or my dad, or I don't even know if my wife would like this movie. It's like so many people would probably get super bored and uninterested. But again, like I had said earlier, if you're a fan of LARPing, role playing, D&D, I think you'll love this movie.
For sure.
Or at least have fun with it. You don't have to love. I don't expect everyone to love this movie, but I think there's enough here to be enjoyable for most people.
You won't feel like you won't want your time back.
Yeah, exactly.
At all.
I think it has enough laughs and fun moments to for sure, catch everyone's attention at least for a little bit.
Yeah.
But
leave you satisfied.
I didn't really do research to find out where this is streaming at or anything. But again, we watched it from the Bleeding Skull Vinegar Syndrome release. I'm sure it's probably on YouTube. It's got to be. It's got to be on YouTube. If not, it's somewhere online. But I'm almost certain it's probably on YouTube. So if this at all interests anybody watching, you can find it there probably, most likely. Or you can buy this Vinegar Syndrome Bleeding Skull release. But again, I don't know. I think this is like $30, and I don't even think the slipcover is available anymore. Would you spend $30 on this? I can't remember how much it is. I think
I don't know.
It was a blind buy for me. I didn't know anything about this, and then I read the synopsis. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's hard to say because it's like it was worth the watch.
Yeah,
it was like I don't regret watching it, but I don't know if I would spend $30 on it.
Yeah, I definitely think for me it was a.
I'd spend $19.99 if I saw it at a place. I don't know why the extra 10 is too much, but it is.
Yeah. Oh, always. It's one that I think, because if it is still available, it'll probably be on sale at Vinegar Syndrome's website at some point. Not to shit on the movie or anything. I just
no. It's worth the watch.
Yeah.
It's just you're not gonna. But since it is that one of those movies that you're not like, it's only gonna go down if you watch it more and more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
That's so, you don't need to spend a lot of money to watch it once.
Yeah, it's one that I think, because I think I've talked about it on the channel before, but trying to be more selective in like the movies that I purchase and stuff, and I don't regret buying it at all.
No,
I had fun. Again, I'll probably show my brothers, but it's one that I kind of do wish I would have at least watched before I bought, so I would know if it's something I needed to jump on right away. So that's a big thing that I've been thinking about lately, and that's like they call it TBYB, like try before you buy. And so like watching the movies before I buy them, and I can't always do that. Like this was one of those cases where the slipcover was selling out. I know it's a piece of cardboard. Everybody talks about these slipcovers, but it's aesthetically pleasing on the shelf. So
there are people that collect quarters, and so it's like
exactly. So I jumped on it because I didn't want to miss out on the slipcover, but I need to just stop worrying about the cardboard and start buying, start watching them first. But either way, I'm sure there are people that can relate, and hopefully together as a channel, I can learn to stop doing that, and maybe you guys can also stop buying cardboard and giving into these collector mentalities. But anyways, I'm getting off topic, ranting.
We're good.
Way Bad Stone. I would give it a 3.5. I think it's fun. Fair. So, yeah, I'm glad we agree. This was actually a first watch for both of us. I know we didn't mention that at the beginning, which is rare for the channel. We did Haruko the Goblin a while back, and that was the first watch for both of us. So this was pretty exciting. We'd been talking about this for months, I think it was. So I'm glad we finally got around to watching it, and I don't regret it at all. I thought it was sick.
It was worth the wait.
Absolutely.
I loved it.
But I mean, if you don't have anything else, I think that's all I have to say about the Way Bad Stone from Bleeding Skull.
Yeah, I think I got it all out.
Awesome. Okay, so that's it for the review, guys. If you like this sort of thing, be sure to like and subscribe, and hit the bell below to be notified on all future videos. And we'll see you next time.
See you.